Welcome to The Longest Turn. This is episode 84, AlphaBracketology I-L. My name is Tyler.
Hello, this is Kevin.
This is Tyson.
In this episode, we're going to talk about a few games that we've been playing lately. Then we're going to get back to ranking some of our favorite games by letter. And I through K is about the worst stretch of letters for gaming.
At least for us.
At least for us.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel with these letters.
Yeah. It should be some interesting conversations.
There are some good games amongst them, but it's not an assortment of great games.
Right. I don't know if 1 through 8, they're all great, but we'll talk about them shortly, for sure.
We've definitely got some write-ins there that would have gotten like 2 votes on the ballot if we were polling the nation.
Right.
So how this works, we picked a bunch of games for each letter, and then we randomly seeded a bracket with those games. Each letter will have its own bracket, and we're going to go through that bracket, pick our winners, and before this episode is released, we're going to go on our Discord and have all of our anybody who wants to participate on Discord predict our brackets. And whoever has the best overall prediction score based on what we pick will win some games that we'll ship out to them.
So, if you're interested and you're not on our Discord, join the Discord.
Yeah.
Vote for who you think's going to win.
By the time
you might get some free games.
By the time this episode releases, we'll have already selected the winner, but get in on our next AlphaBracketology episode.
That's right.
Hey, this is Tyler at my editing desk. I just wanted to jump in real quick and say we've been on a little bit of a hiatus. Life's been a bit crazy lately, some really good things and few not so great ones too. So it's kind of been a wild ride, but we're excited to be back and getting The Longest Turn rolling again with more regular episodes. This one was actually recorded a couple of months ago over the summer, but it's a good one. Hope you enjoy it. We haven't had many game nights, the three of us together recently. It's been a while.
It's busy. Summer is busy. I mean, my kids' first day of school was today, so life is going to slow down considerably, I think, at least in our family.
Yeah, things are going to catch up. Again, we're going to have some regularity, a little bit more routine. School started for us again today as well, and so I think there's going to be more routine now.
And more game nights in our future.
Hopefully.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad when summer comes to an end because I know it's right after summer. That winter is coming, and that's terrible in my opinion. But fall is fantastic.
Fall is my favorite.
You got football.
You got hockey.
You got hockey.
Cabin Con.
You
know, and Halloween is just around the corner.
I love Halloween.
Right. What I do love about Halloween is the games that get played around that time of year, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it gives me an excuse to break out Cthulhu Death May Die a little bit more, right?
And like Nyctophobia.
Nyctophobia. That was the weirdest game I've ever played in my life.
Here,
but
my hand.
Yeah, exactly. Here,
Guide
neck a little bit.
Guide me. That was so weird. Okay, maybe
be
not
comfortable with your friends to play
It's
that
the
one.
most thematic horror game you've ever played. It's the
do
closest
like
to scaring you.
the accessibility of that game.
It is really good.
Right? That was the highlight for me. Other parts of the game I wasn't too big on, but Or Horrified, another one. There's all kinds. Arkham Horror. We should start our
Final Girl.
Final
We
Girl.
always get that. Yeah.
You always get
Plus
that.
all the scary movies. Halloween's my wife's favorite, so she's on cloud 9 the whole month of October.
Yeah, you get the creepy doll out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Annabelle.
The 10 and 12 foot werewolf and skeleton out on the lawn, and
we do have the 12-foot Jack Skellington, which is pretty awesome. Right.
Yeah.
So we have some cool
and
decorations
plus you can leave
as well,
that out for Christmas too.
which we do.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting to get a letter from the HOA when we do every year.
Tell them to suck it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the same concept though you have with Krampus. It's your Halloween movie into your Christmas movie.
Oh yeah.
Krampus is great.
Yeah,
I do
love
enjoy
Krampus.
Krampus. You guys introduced us to that, and now it's a holiday tradition for us. Yeah.
It's up there as one of our favorites.
So there's a lot
good.
on the horizon to be excited for coming
Right.
up for gaming and holiday festivities, and it's a good
Baseball playoffs.
Sure. We're in Colorado.
Good job, Rockies. Worst team in the league.
Yeah, I mean, they're not doing great. It is fun to go to a ball game, though.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. Have you guys been to any Rockies games this year?
I avoid them usually. And they basically beg you to come to Rockies games.
But it's a great stadium.
It is. It really is a nice Coors Field.
A summer night
solid.
at Coors Field is great.
Yeah.
Even if, your team is terrible, right?
Yeah.
So
We used to go to the 4th of July show every year and see the fireworks. And it was, we went for the show, not the actual game as much.
Yeah, right. To get a hot dog or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a talk.
Crappy cheeseburger.
With some stuff going on in the background.
I don't know. So, yeah, we need to get back to gaming. I did have a game night the other night with Ben and Greg and Leo.
Nice.
And I got to play Vantage, the big Stonemeyer release that came out.
Everybody's been
in the last few
talking about it.
Everybody's been talking about it.
Can't stop playing it, right?
Yes. No. I'm in the minority here, apparently, because everybody is loving it. There's a few dissenters that feel the same way I do, that it's just really boring. It's basically this cooperative, choose your own adventure in a sandbox world, and you have an objective that you're trying to meet as a group, and you randomly move around to cards on your turn. You get one action on your turn. You can either take one of the actions that's at the location that you're at. Each location has, I think, at least 6 actions, and they fall into different categories. So it's like search or build or dig or whatever. You do that action. You read a little blurb in the quest books, and you get something, or you don't get something, or you get some random thing, or it's just random results.
But it sounds like it's in the vein of like Seventh Continent, Seventh Citadel, or like Sleeping Gods, right? These exploration sandboxy style games.
Yes.
And you're trying to go out and do it. To me, like, I have only played Seventh Continent, Sleeping Gods, those style games as solo endeavors.
Yes.
I don't have any desire, especially something like Seventh Continent, which is like there's no point in having players playing with you, because there's no structured turn, and it's just like going through. Is Vantage? I've heard it compared to like Seventh Continent.
Or Tales of the Arabian Nights.
Yes.
I've heard Tales of the Arthurian Nights. I've heard it compared to that as well.
I don't know about those two because I've never played
Tales of the Arabian Nights is a lot of fun.
I have played Seventh Continent 3-player. It was a long time ago. I remember enjoying that way more than this.
Oh, really?
This, there's a structured turn. For me, it was frustrating. Like, you take your turn sometimes lasts 15 seconds. And then it's
5 minutes till it comes back to you.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I get to do another random thing. And so you can move from your location as an action, or you can take one of the actions on your card, or you can take one of the actions that you have in your tableau of cards. All actions succeed, but you roll dice that you have to mitigate by putting them in slots on your cards or other people's cards, or you lose health or lose time or morale. And if any one of those 3 things for any player gets to 0, everybody loses. And so I'm not going to lie, there are a couple rolls where I was like, I could lose the game right now for us. And that would be fantastic.
So how did everybody else around the table receive it? Did they like it or no?
I think Leo seemed to do the best randomly.
Okay.
I mean, he seemed engaged with it, but at the end of the game, he was like, I would never play this again.
Well, I know Ben was excited to play it.
Ben had played it once before, as had Greg. Mm-hmm. Ben said he did not like his first play at all, so he wanted to try it again. And he seemed lukewarm on it. Yeah. Greg loves it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Greg loves it. So I felt a little bad, like,
you don't want to ruin it for them.
I was super excited to try it. I wanted to try it. My first 10 to 11 turns had a net positive of like 1 as far as like actually making progress on anything. And you're exploring these locations and you're moving around, and it's like, okay, I kind of recognize that, and I got to look at the big map. and I see one of the locations that had a feature that I've passed by, but it's like you're randomly hoping to draw a card eventually that will let you complete your objective. 2 hours later, you're still trying to find something.
It sounds like you have some problems with both the randomness and then also the fact that you're not doing much on your turns, or at least it takes a long time.
Yep.
Do you think at least one of those could be solved by playing with fewer players?
I think it would be a much better game at fewer players. I think the experience would be better if I played by myself or with one other person.
Because it plays up to like 6, doesn't it?
It does, and shoot me.
That sounds like
yeah.
Like to me, even like I was tempted by this. I almost pre-ordered it, right? I almost got it because I like Stonemaier.
I almost pre-ordered it too.
And I went and I looked at it and I thought, I have a lot of these kind of sandbox style games and I haven't like fully explored all of them. I would like to. I would probably buy this one for more of the solo experience personally, but even looking at it, I was like, this will never get to the table with a group play. For me, I don't see that happening. So
you're not supposed to. The other players aren't supposed to see your location cards because you're isolated. You've crashed on different places on the map, whatever planet it is you crashed on, right? And so part of it's like describing what's on your card. There were like 2 cards that got described, and then we stopped describing cards. It was just, what's the point? I don't know. It just. I'm sure if you have a very theatrical group and who gets
more of a role-playing experience.
Yeah. And adds this narrative to it, but for us, it just didn't have that experience. I would play it again at 1 or 2 players. I'm happy I got to try it. I know I'm in the minority as far as what I think about this game, because people love it.
Yeah, I listened to the Secret Cabal episode. I don't know if you guys have listened to that, but Don had a similar experience, right? He said the first 2 times he played it, did not like the game at all. And the third, and he kept going back to it. The third time he played it, he said he had a great time with it, right? Okay. So I'm wondering if it's a game that kind of
maybe a little group dependent.
It could be group dependent. It could be the more you play it, the more you you see the
it grows on you.
It grows on you type of thing. I don't know.
You'll start to remember things the more times you play it too, as far as like features across the land, and maybe there's some tendencies with certain types of actions and certain types of locations. I don't know.
Just wasn't for you, which is absolutely fine.
We've played choose your own adventure game patterned after the old books, that was like at Target.
I've seen those. They're terrible, right?
Right. And this is like, to me, this was 2.5 hours, 3 hours of that in this open world, trying to find something. I remember this being described before it came out as
Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild,
right?
Yeah, no, not for me. I did not get that at all. I mean, you're definitely just roaming around wherever, but there's no satisfaction out of, I picked this random action to do and I get this random result from it. So
interesting. I'd be interested in playing just to see what the hype is all about, right? And maybe I would be more interested in it. I have no idea. It doesn't sound super interesting, but I'd like to play.
I'd give it a shot, but I'm not going to go out of my way to try and find it, and I'm not going to buy a copy.
I'm glad I didn't buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how I feel, and I'm super happy I got to try it. It's just not for me, and for people who love it, awesome. I'm happy for you. I'll pass on this if there's another option on the different table at game night.
Yeah, that's why I'm adopting the wait and see strategy for most games that come out, right? Yeah. Just to kind of see how it's received. Look at some reviews and stuff. So
that is Vantage.
All right.
Well, Vantage is a new game that you got to play with Greg, right? This next game is also a new game that I got to play with Greg. You talked about, we talked about Sleeping Gods being it. This is the same world as Sleeping Gods kind of thing, right? This is Creature Caravan, published by Ryan Lockett of Red Raven Games, and he does the art and the game design for that. This is a relatively newly released game. It came out last year, I guess, 2024. And what it is, if you've played any of Ryan Lockett's games that aren't like the sandbox Sleeping Gods games or aren't like the Above and Below, Near and Far, but some of the other ones like 8-Minute Empire Legends or Isle Bound, those types of games that he's made, the more of a little bit more Euro-y kind of a feel to them. This is, you'll be familiar with this to some extent. Essentially, in Creature Caravan, what you're doing is you're in the world that he has created that like connects all of these games. Arzium, that's what it's called. Yep. And there are Ember zombies in Arzium.
Yeah,
right? And what you're doing is that you're running this caravan from point A to point B, and the board in this game is just this long board that extends the length of your table, essentially, and it has multiple different lanes.
Yeah, it's got a grid.
Exactly. So like, it's gridded, and you start at the one end of the board in one of these lanes, and you're trying to make it as far down as possible. What you're also doing is you're building a caravan of cards, like through tableau building, essentially. And players are going to take simultaneous turns, which is really cool because I believe the player count on this one goes up. I was thinking it went higher than 4 players, but this goes up to 4 players. And I did play a 4-player count, and it is pretty snappy turns because everybody's playing their turns simultaneously. They're trying to gather cards, spend resources, use the cards in front of them to do different things. Some of them will enable new actions or abilities, and they will give you different combos. Some of them have keywords on them that are going to play off of each other that have like certain races of creatures or certain like plant types or areas, and you're trying to like gather them. In total, there are 134 different cards in the game. Wow. Each one has a unique illustration and different combination of actions. So there's a lot of different things going on in this game, and you're basically trying to go through and collect and make these caravan of different creatures. You can have total, I believe, 12 cards, which is also once you have 12 cards, you can't add any more to your tableau.
I think there are a couple very limited amount of cards that allow you to add extra cards to your tableau.
Now you're getting into the gameplay experience that I had. So we played this game, and you're trying to get the most points, and there are a variety of ways you get points. Some of the cards are going to say that, hey, you're going to get certain points if you have a set collection of these types of cards with it. Some of them are going to say that if you're going to get points by how far on the caravan you make it. If you make it all the way to the end, you're going to get bonuses. You're going to put tents on the board, and you're going to get points for having a tent in every different grid space that you entered along the way. So there's a variety of ways to get these points, and as you're going through, you're going to score them, and the player with the most points at the end wins. What you just mentioned, Tyler, of like there are a couple of cards in there that can break the rules a little bit, and if you get them, they can do big things. So, for example, Greg got a card right at the end of the game that worked really well with his strategy. Like, he already had a lot of the symbols and things that matched it, and it gave him extra points. And he ended up getting a card that let him add additional cards to his tableau. So he could get more than 12. He ended up, I think, with like 14 or 15 different cards in his tableau. And each of those added like 5 to 10 points to his end game score.
Did that feel unfair?
It felt lucky, is what it felt like.
Okay,
like it was just he happened to top deck this right. one card, and it gave him something. And
probably wasn't a cheap card though. He probably still had to.
No, but it was at the end of the game that it happened, and so he had already built his engine and had all these resources that he could collect and use, and it enabled him to do really well. So,
interesting.
For example, the scores ranged from the lowest score being 68 points in that game, all the way up to 120 points for Greg. I came in second with 99 points.
That's a big points disparity.
And I had maxed out mine, and I had done a lot of things. And I spent the last part of this game, the last couple of turns, I realized that there was nothing I could do with the cards in my hand, so I invested in abilities that allowed me to draw more cards in the hope that I would stumble across a card that's going to give me as many points as possible. So I waited to put my 12th card down until I had like 10 different cards in my hand to like choose from and see which one was the best. And the most points that I could get out of it was 7 points on one of those cards. And I was like, and they're like, Greg ended up getting a card that ended up giving him like 20 or 30 more points.
Jeez.
And I was just like, see, so there was a little bit of randomness in here that I didn't love, but I really enjoyed the experience overall. I think it's a very fun game, but I don't know that it's necessarily the most skill-driven game. If everybody is on the same playing field and knows what they're doing, there is some luck involved here.
So I played this. I've only played it once. I played it about 2 months ago. Played it with Greg and Ben and Glenn. And our point variation was 128 to 94.
That's closer.
2 people at 109 and 112. Greg won 128. For me, this is my favorite Ryan Lochte game.
It's really good.
I really liked it. I really liked the simultaneous play. I felt like there were fun things to do on every turn, deciding what cards to play and then also how to move your caravan, which direction to go to try and maximize the points that you're getting on the board as you move it.
Well, and there's some hazardous spaces on the board where there are ember zombies, right? And so you're like, how do I move my caravan so that I don't have to fight zombies? Or if I do have to fight zombies, I need to make sure that I have the defensive capability to do it.
I didn't care because I had a card that let me shed or get rid of the ember zombies that attacked me. So.
I had the exact same card, and I just plowed through all the ember zombies, and it was really fun. Yeah. I agree with you. I like the experience I had with this game was a lot of fun. I know that like I talked about the randomness of this game, and that came off probably pretty negative sounding, but my experience with the game was a lot of fun because I wasn't caring about the points, and it was a learning game for me. I really liked what the systems were doing in the game, and I liked the engine building, and I just liked going through, and I didn't have to pay attention necessarily to what everybody else was doing, and I was kind of focused on my own thing. And
it's not a completely solitaire game, though.
But it's not,
It's not multiplayer solitaire.
No.
It is, and like, I started to realize, Ben's doing these types of things over here, so
because there's like actions that you can do that once you do them or enough people do them, it locks them on the main board or on this like on these sideboards, and as people do them, they become more and more expensive
to be able to do that action. And so like there can be strategy for you to sit there and like instead of you can get this action for really cheap. But you have enough resources to burn that you can spend a lot more, and you lock people out of certain other actions because it makes it more expensive for everybody else.
And it's stuff like trading and buying stuff from the market and fighting
the Ember Zombies board as well. Like it makes things harder to kill and harder to like buy things.
So you mentioned the cards. You said every card is unique in the game?
I mean, there's some similar style cards.
Right.
But every single card is unique technically.
That is cool. I love the art in it too. I mean, I haven't played this game, but I'm just looking at pictures of it now, and I'm like, it looks great, right? And I imagine on the table it looks really good, right?
Well, and I didn't notice this, if you guys can see this, but like the cards, if you line them up overlapping, make a big picture.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he does obviously great work with putting his games together. That's awesome.
Well, I love his art style in general. It was like one of the first games I ever bought was 8 Minute Empires because I was like, this art is just like, I don't care what the game is. I want to experience whatever it is because it like drew me in. And now I have one of his, one of my mats, like play mats, is the Ryan Lochte play mat from Game Toppers. And I love his art style. So that's always been appealing to me, but it is nice that this is a really fun experience as well.
I love card games. Engine builders are some of my favorites. Just when you get it, when you get it to work and your engine works well, it's just a satisfying experience, right? So I think of like 51st State, right? It's got a ton of different unique cards. You're building an engine. And it's just fun to play. So this one's very interesting.
I think that's the crux of this game here is that similar to 51st State. Like I like to win 51st State. Don't get me wrong.
And you do most of the time.
And I do pretty well with it. Yeah. But like I also am not dissatisfied with losing 51st State
Sure,
because
yeah.
I've created something that's like really satisfying. And if somebody beats the thing that I created that's better, that's fun. That's nice. That's similar to how I feel with Creature Caravan, is that it doesn't feel like oh, I lost and well,
but the experience
I couldn't get my engine
fun.
going. I found ways to make engines work.
You have to pivot a little bit.
Exactly.
You're hoping for some things, and then you just keep getting other cards that work together well. But
that's cool.
Yeah, if we didn't have this in our group already, I would buy this in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of fun. The simultaneous play made it go by, was not a slog at all. And I like when the flow of games is moving along. So
which is cool. Interesting because there are people that I played this game with that had like analysis paralysis tendencies in other games, but because of the simultaneous play of this game, it was okay. Because I like, even if they were taking a little bit longer in their turn, I could be like, okay, let me evaluate what's going on with my engine a little bit better, and it take a couple of extra minutes, and then I'd be ready for my next plan, and it was good.
Yeah,
simultaneous play games are great.
Yeah,
like Moon Colony Bloodbath, love it. Simultaneous play, that's cool. That's cool.
So yeah, that was Creature Caravan.
All right, the game I'm going to talk about, another Reiner Knizia game. We talk about a lot of his games. He's fantastic designer. This is one that he came out with in 2017, and it's called The Quest for El Dorado. So I'd heard about this game for a while. Recently, it was on sale, so I'm like, well, why not? I like Reiner Knizia. It's a good price. I'm going to take a chance on it, and I'm going to buy it. So super glad that I did. This game is fantastic. It is a deck building race game, which I have never had those two mechanics put together. I like race games. I like deck builders. So I wanted to give it a shot. So the way this works is you have a number of tiles, and on these tiles, there are a number of hexes. These hexes have various things on them. There are either machetes, there are oars, there's little gold symbols or card symbols on these hexes on these larger tiles. So you arrange these tiles however you want, or you can use one of the predetermined setups that the game recommends. So there's an easy setup, there's medium setups, and then there's hard setups. You get, like any normal deck builder, you get a hand of cards to start the game. All these cards are going to be crappy cards that you're going to hopefully replace with better cards as you buy them on your turn. Okay, so you set up the board. Everybody has a little meeple that they put on the starting space. You have a market of cards that you can buy, and the market has 6 cards that you can buy, and then there's other cards on top of that you'll have the potential to buy later in the game. Okay. Shuffle up your deck. You draw, I believe it's 4 cards, and you're ready to go. So on your turn, the cards that you draw are going to have certain symbols on them. So the Explorer, for example, will allow you to move onto a machete space that has 1 machete on it. Some of these hexes will have multiple machetes or multiple oars. And in order to move on to those spaces, you have to have a card that has that many of those symbols on that card. Okay. So you'll play cards. You'll move your meeple through the jungle or over ponds and lakes or through markets. And then you will have the opportunity to buy cards from the market. So there are cards that are traveler cards, and the traveler cards will give you 1 coin that you can spend. If there's a coin on the card, it means if you don't use it to move, you can then use it to buy something. If there's not a coin on the card, then that card is worth half a coin. You can discard 2 cards for a full coin, and then that will allow you to buy something. Okay. There's 3 of each card in the market. The cool thing is if a market supply is gone, then on the next player's turn, they can buy any card, any available card from the entire market that's off the board. Okay. And then that moves down and it becomes available for everybody to purchase. All right. So you're playing cards to move, you're buying cards from the market, you're making cards available for other people, and you're racing to see who can get to El Dorado first. super fun game. You're looking ahead to see what's coming because as you get further along the racetrack, you get harder and harder, jungle spaces to move through, or you get to harder and harder lakes to move over. So you're trying to build your deck for what's coming. You're trying to balance how far am I going to move and how much money am I going to keep so I can buy better cards. Super fun game. It's a game that we really enjoyed playing. So.
And it's a modular board, right? So does that,
Yep.
I mean, you can set up different, like...
However you want to set it up, you can set it up, right? And there's mountain spaces, there's bottlenecks. A big part of this game is you're getting in other people's way, right? So if there's a bottleneck between mountains, you can block people. So I camped out in a spot for a while, and I think Leo was behind me, or maybe it was Mark. No, it was Mark. Mark was behind me, and he couldn't do anything. I was just camping out, like building my deck, and then he had to do the same thing, and he was building his deck. And it's super satisfying when you get a really good turn, you get the cards that you want, and you can just blow by people, right? It's really tense at the end because as people are getting close to the end, whoever gets there first is the winner. If multiple people get there, there's these blockade tiles that are between these larger tiles. If you get first to a blockade tile, and you get past it, you get to take that blockade tile. Mm-hmm. And that's the tiebreaker at the end of the game, are these blockades. So it incentivizes you to move quickly through the jungle because you get the blockades first, and then it's because it's the tiebreaker at the end. So it's really tense at the end, and we had really close finishes. People are blowing by other people right at the end, last minute victories type of thing.
I see cool. That the playtime is listed as 30 to 60 minutes. Is that what your experience was? Like pretty quick plays?
It's a really quick play. Yeah, we played it twice on game night. So we played it one time and then we're like, oh, that was awesome. Let's play it again. So
that's a great sign.
Yeah. So we played it quickly again after that.
It looks fun.
It is. It's a good one. Another winner from Reiner Knizia. It's a great deck builder.
When we played Vantage, everybody was talking about how good this game was because they had just played it with you.
So. Yeah. So I was organizing this game, and there's duplicate cards, and the other duplicate cards are in French, and I didn't realize that. So I start putting out all these cards. I'm like, what the heck is going on? There's like double of everything in this deck, and I can't read half of them. But there are expansions for this, which is pretty cool. I mean, if you have a deck builder, that you kind of need expansions, right? Because it's going to add variety to the game. I did notice, you play it 2 or 3 times, and I could see it becoming a little samey if you don't have expansions, because you're kind of following the same strategy or a similar strategy. You could be for every game you play. So the fact that it does have expansions, I think it's to its benefit.
Does the modularity help that out though? In building a different track, right? Like different cores.
Absolutely, because that's going to
bottlenecks and things like that.
Yeah. And that's going to affect what you're going to purchase. You could buy cards with a bunch of machetes on them because later in that map, there's going to be a lot of machetes. You're going to have to hack through the forest to get to El Dorado, right? Or there could be a huge lake that has multiple ore symbols that you're going to have to get through. So you got to prepare for that, right? So you got to buy the sailor and hope that the sailor comes up at the right time. There are cards that give you more cards, so you can draw additional cards on your turn to give you a better chance of getting the cards that you need. So it was interesting. It was a different take on deck building that I think was really well done. And it kind of made me think about deck building in a different way. Like applying it to a board and racing through that board. It was just a different, it was kind of cool. It was fun.
It reminds me it makes me think of Heat, pedal to the metal. Same thing. You got a deck and...
I thought the same thing, but here's the thing that I think makes this stand out to me, and we've talked about this recently on the last episode. I don't love the idea. On the Gen Con preview, there was the Dirt and Dust game that was released at Gen Con, and my hope was I want to see a race game that kind of tackles the runaway leader kind of aspect. This, because there's no specific lane of travel, right?
Yeah.
Because you can choose multiple ways to get to the end, and it just depends on how you're building your deck and things. Seems like it tackles that potential runaway race game leader problem that I have, and I'm super curious to try it as a result of that.
Well, and the long way is usually the easier way. right? So it'll have less of these machete symbols, less of the ore symbols. So you can go the long way around, or you can hack your way through the hard way, right? Which is interesting because it's harder and slower to get through the hard way.
And you got to get the right cards.
And you got to get the right cards, but you can if you build your deck right, and if you cull your deck, you can get those cards quicker. Or you're like, man, I'm just going to go fly around the outside of the map. And both strategies are viable, right? Which is interesting. And you get to some spaces that, we played with the Caves expansion, which just throw in the Caves expansion every time. And you stop next to a cave, you get a tile, and that tile will give you a bonus that you can keep, you can use on the current round, or you can keep for later rounds, which adds another level of strategy to it, which was really fun. It lets you cull cards, it lets you draw cards, it gives you symbols to let you move into spaces. It just added, and so that adds a decision. It's like, do I go to this cave, which is a little bit off the shortest route, but it may give me a benefit that's going to help me later, type of thing, which was really cool. I like that. Yeah. I thought that was fun. So
yeah, I definitely. I want to see you bring this to another game tonight.
I do too.
Yeah, it's a good one. We'll be playing it, I think, quite a bit. So that is The Quest for El Dorado, designed by Reiner Knizia, and it's published by Ravensburger.
So I think that wraps up what we've been playing lately. Should we get into the meat of this episode? Get into the list that we've generated of the best alphabet games?
Yeah, the best of the best. Yeah, let's do it.
Disclaimer here. We have all played certain games. There are plenty of L games, K games, I games, whatever, J games that probably are really good that we just haven't played yet.
Yeah, and haven't quite played.
We apologize to anybody whose favorite games are not on this list.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll just start with the I bracket.
Let's do it.
We've got in our first pairing, and these were all randomly seeded, Incan Gold versus Imperial Settlers. Incan Gold is, of course, Push Your Luck.
It's one of the first games I really played a lot of that I remember, right? I mean, when I started getting into the hobby game.
Yeah, it's
industry,
also,
right?
Yeah, so you're going into this Incan temple, and you're trying to get as much treasure, and when two symbols of the same type of hazard, whether it's
like a spider or a cave-in or a weird, creepy, small zombie thing.
Or a fire or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Then anybody who hasn't left that round loses all the treasure that they've collected that round. You can, every time before a new card is flipped over, you can voluntarily decide to leave or stay. So everybody does that simultaneously, and then you flip the next card, and it could be a treasure. If it's, jewels, then they get divided up. It'll be like, there's cards that have like 13 jewels, and it'll get divided up between who is still left in the ruins.
It's a great pressure luck game.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
And then the second one is Imperial Settlers.
Imperial Settlers.
Stronghold Games.
Yeah, fantastic game. This is, it's very similar to 51st State. It's got some key differences, though, that I think set it apart from 51st State. So this one, you have your own faction deck that you can purchase from. And every faction deck kind of has its own flavor and different play style. That doesn't exist in 51st State, which I think
sets this apart a little bit.
It sets it apart. I don't know, for me, if it's any better than 51st State or any worse at this point, but it's just different, and it is a ton of fun. It's interesting. I played this last year. I got it off the shelf just to see if it was worth keeping when I had all of 51st State, and I determined that, yeah, it is worth keeping. It's a lot of fun. You can raise things a lot easier, including raising opponents' buildings a lot easier. If you build your own faction building, though, that is immune to being raised, which is interesting, right? So I'm having a ton of fun. This one recently was in alpha, and now it's moved to beta on Board Game Arena. And I've had a game going ever since it was in alpha. And I've just been having a lot of fun with it. So fantastic game. If you like 51st State and haven't played Imperial Settlers, it's definitely worth checking out, I think.
I have not actually played either of these games.
No Incan Gold?
Nope. So I am going to be the one who goes.
I wish I would have known that when I made my predictions.
All right, we ready?
Are we ready to see who the winner of this one is?
Let's do it.
Yep. It's
Imperial Settlers.
I picked Incan Gold. Tyson went with Imperial Settlers, I'm guessing, because it had the 51st state similarities.
Exactly. I love
Kevin's played both.
I was very convincing. So, yeah, I'd played both. Yeah.
If it's like 51st state, I'm sure that it's...
I think you would like it. I think you would like it. And I think the twist of having your own faction deck is pretty cool, right? So
yeah, which is, makes it stand apart, like you said. I agree. And that's something I would love to try. Our next bracket is between Inside Job and Isle of Skye. Now, I'm going to start with talking about Isle of Skye. We've all played Inside Job here, so I'm gonna talk about one of my potentially favorite games since the start of playing in the hobby. Isle of Skye is a tile placement game.
It's like Scottish Carcassonne.
It's like Scottish Carcassonne.
Who wouldn't like that?
I remember first playing Carcassonne and being like, yeah, this is okay. It's fun. Like, and it was novel to me. It was new, but I was like, this. I can see why people like it. It's similar to my experience with Catan, right? Like, I liked Catan for what it was at the time, but it didn't really age with me, right? In my experience, Isle of Skye added so much difference and variety. It has a bid mechanism in it that just make it so interesting that everybody gets to put tiles in front of them to offer, and everybody gets to bid on them. So you can select these, draw these tiles like in Carcassonne, but you may not actually get the one that you want. So you're trying to force somebody to bid on a tile that is in front of you because you'll get the money from whatever they pay for, but they will get the tile. So sometimes you're playing this like headspace table game of, how do I price these tiles in front of me? Because somebody else is really valuable. Because like Carcassonne, you have these interconnected scoring potential based off of the grid that you're building. And you can see that, they like cows. They need cows because there's tons of cows in the Isle of Skye. And they need these cows. So if I put this high, I can get a good payout. But if I put it too high, they're not going to buy it, and I'm going to be stuck with that tile. What do I do with it?
You do love games where you try to get in people's heads.
I do love that. So Isle of Skye, I think it's a fantastic tile placement game, and it's really good.
But is it better than
another game that gets
inside
in people's heads?
Get in people's heads.
Yeah, which you get in people's heads. I would say probably even more than Isle of Skye in Inside Job, right?
Cooperative trick taking with a trader.
Yes,
at the very base game.
Amazing.
Yes.
Like blew my mind when I first played it.
Yeah, we played this at Gen Con a couple years ago. Kevin picked up a copy, and this game's awesome.
And we all immediately loved it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you add in all these other different roles, and it changes up the game. The conditions for different players to win. But
yeah, adding the roles makes it like I played this at a game night within the last 3 months.
Okay.
And they asked to play it 4 times in a row with the base game only. I kept asking, do you want to add the roles? And they're like, no, we got to figure this out.
This game is amazing without them.
They loved it without the roles.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wait until we get the roles then. Like, once they've got this down. And like, I love that the game in and of itself is this trick-taking experience that's just phenomenal. And it's really fun at the base game, but it also has that mini expansion automatically in it. It's really good.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Inside Job.
Unanimously.
Yeah.
I love Skye, obviously, but I think...
Hey, you made a good argument. Yeah. I mean,
I want to try it.
I was thinking...
I would play that. I would happily play that.
I would too. I would play that.
I think I've said this for years about Isle of Skye. It just has never gotten played.
I love this next pairing. This is a good one. We've got Imperial Steam.
Okay, let's just write down our answers.
And we've got Icecool.
Imperial Steam.
Give us a breakdown of Imperial Steam.
Imperial Steam is just epic. It's complex. It's got plenty of awesome decisions. You're trying to get to Trieste.
Yeah.
Whatever. Completely changes the scoring depending on whether or not any of the players make it to that city.
Which creates some tension.
It does, because if nobody makes it there, then none of the contracts score. If someone does make it there, then contracts will score, but they'll also score at a cost where you have to pay other players to use their legs of between cities all the way to that city. Trieste.
It's one of those.
Yeah. I love this game. I would love to go back to it. It's going up against Icecool. We don't Icecool flick your penguins.
You're flicking
around,
penguins. It's a dexterity
to go through
game.
The doorways, trying to catch the other penguins.
And the way that the penguins are weighted is amazing, right? Yeah. You can actually flick them on the side, curve them around.
There is tactic and technique to
this. There actually is. And we always play with the mega version where we're putting Icecool and Icecool 2 together. That's how we usually do it, which makes it even better. You can jump the penguins over walls, which is awesome.
We've been playing this a little bit lately with our 4-year-old, and he's been loving it. I actually think I haven't been logging those games now that I realize that.
I've played a ton, but we don't play with the cards, and we just play the flicking and tag version.
Yeah. I had one flick the other night where I almost went through all 3 doorways that give you the fish. It was crazy.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think that for our long-term listeners, they might be thinking this is one of those bottom of the barrel options with Imperial Steam in there. I will point out that I also voted for Imperial Settlers as being on this list because I think or Imperial Steam rather. I think it has the chance of being a great game. My first experience with it was not a great experience, though.
I completely agree with you. I think
we've rehashed that a bunch of times.
It has the chance of being.
But I just want to point out that this was not one of the ones that there was only one vote for. There was multiple. So, and the winner of this one is
Icecool.
Icecool. All 3 of us. Unanimous.
All right, the next pairing. You guys are going to have to talk a little bit more about this one. Intent to Kill. I have not played this. Both of you played it against each other.
Yep. I will say, fantastic game.
Really good, yeah.
And Tyson and I have talked about this one in a previous episode. I loved it. The main criticism is that, and this is with games of this style, if somebody makes a mistake inadvertently, then it completely ruins the game. But if you play this game the way it's intended to be played, super fun. I think we both had a great time with it. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of interesting twists in there, and it immediately makes you want to play because it is asymmetrical play, so that one player is playing as the detective, the other is playing as the murderer person, and so you immediately want to play, well, we're going to play a second one because I want to see how we do with the roles flipped. It is a really good game, but yeah, the biggest hiccup here ends up being that if you make a mistake, it is really hard to come back from that.
Yeah, but we enjoyed our play.
Yeah.
Our 2 plays.
So does it have hidden movement or...
Yeah, there's some hidden movement type of stuff to it. Not really it's deduction. So you're trying trying to track where the murderer is to some extent, but you're just trying to figure out who the murderer is.
And you're interrogating people and asking them basic questions, and they have to respond accurately unless they're the murderer or unless they're allied with the murderer,
correct.
Right? So it's very much a deduction game.
But if you accidentally give the wrong answer,
yes,
when you couldn't have, then it throws off the entire game.
Absolutely.
Okay. Or so it needs a rules lawyer in the form of being on BGA.
We talked about BGA would be a great solution for this game. Yeah. I want it on BGA because I would play a ton of it there.
Absolutely. I think it'd be a great BGA game.
So that is Intent to Kill. It's going up against In the Footsteps of Darwin.
Correct. In the Footsteps of Darwin. This is a very simple game where it's a set collection. You're drafting tiles from a square on the board. The HSS Beagle is going around, and based on where that lands.
I liked that rotating mechanic.
Yeah.
Wherever the ship lands, you have to pick that row or column or something.
Exactly. Which was interesting, and it made for interesting decisions. Very simple game, but I think it had interesting decisions. You have these end game scoring tiles that you can get. where you're trying to obviously maximize those. So that affects what you're going to draft. You know what other people are collecting. So there's a little bit of hate drafting potentially in the game as well, which I'm always for in these types of games. I had a lot of fun with it. It's one that my family really enjoyed. I played it a few times. I don't think
I've played it once.
You played it once?
I played it
a
once.
couple times.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember thinking it was a pleasant game. Like it reminds me of like some of like it's just like casual and
yes.
It's a gateway game, I think.
Absolutely.
It's got a clean design, it's got interesting mechanic.
But I will say ultimately it was forgettable because like all the stuff you're talking about right now is barely ringing a bell for me. And
I remember the ship rotating around
I didn't even remember that.
Grid.
And so like the game itself is a forgettable game to me.
All right. Well, should we vote?
We should.
All right.
And the winner is Darwin. I believe that's exactly what I predicted, but I put Intent to Kill. I think it is a superior game to a game I don't even remember what to do in it. So.
Okay, so
fair. That's fair.
Now we have Imperial Settlers versus Inside Job.
Yes.
Imperial Settlers versus Inside Job. Okay, well.
We've talked about these,
obviously.
I think
we know where we're going.
There's
only one of us has played one of these, but I could be wrong.
I mean,
51st
State is in the top 10.
Yeah, I've been thrown off by Tyson's picks before, so.
Yeah. You never know.
I mean, this is a hard one for me because
I know it is.
And that's great. That's exciting.
I've played both of them a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm on an Imperial Settlers kick right now. Yeah. All right, I'm ready.
And the winner is Inside Job.
Inside Job.
I said Inside Man.
You wrote Inside. What is that? An expansion? What is it? Inside Man.
Threw me off for a second.
Yeah, that did me too.
I just spaced it altogether.
All right, then we've got Icecool versus In the Footsteps of Darwin.
I will say before we reveal this, Inside Man is a phenomenal show on Netflix that has.
Have you been watching it
Ted
recently?
Danson.
I have seen
really
that.
good retirement community.
Okay.
It's like Inside Job. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, ready?
Yep.
Icecool. Knew that was coming. Not surprised. Not surprised.
All right. This is a meteor decision. Inside Job versus Icecool.
It is.
Because I probably got 70 plays of Icecool.
Oh, yeah. And
it's exciting. It's fun. So much.
My kids love it. It's always comes out, right?
So many fun plays with the family, but Inside Job.
A lot of fun plays of Inside Job as well.
I will say that I love social deduction, right? And this is like, this group does not love social deduction. So having some sort of component of that makes this one stand out.
This is fun.
Right.
Let's see what we got. Okay. All right. I did Icecool. I love Inside Job, but
that
was the one dissenting
pick for me. But.
I don't know if that screwed up my bracket or not, though. So
I think I actually maybe picked Inside Job on my bracket. But I don't remember at this point.
Well, yeah.
All right, so we're moving on to the
I is done. Time to move to the
J's. Okay,
this is a bottom of the barrel kind of. We had a hard time picking some J games.
Yeah,
we had some very solid J games.
There's good ones in there. Absolutely good ones.
There was not a ton of J selections that we all had played.
I'm really mad at one of the pairings. I'm not gonna lie.
I think I know which one.
Yeah.
All right. So for the first pairing, these were the last two write-in games that we came up with. Yeah. Actually, no, two of you picked this first one.
We picked this one.
The both of you picked Jenga.
It's a classic, right? There's like normal Jenga. There's big Jenga. I mean,
this wasn't a last minute pick one. Kevin and I both put this on our heads.
I've had good memories with Jenga. It's like you touch around the tower to see which ones wiggle.
Is that a euphemism?
It is not. Are you playing the 18+ version?
All right. So we've got Jenga. This is definitely a write-in. I've played this. You guys have not. Joan of Arc Orleans drawn right, which I thought was fantastic. It's you got a big sheet and drawing cards and filling in, trying to score the most points, and it's Orleans rolling right.
But think of the variety of Jenga. Like, you've got giant Jenga, you've got multicolored block Jenga. Like, there's so many expansions.
You could just make it out of 2x4s. It's fun for days.
Exactly.
Apparently, there's an 18+ Jenga. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I actually think that does exist, by the way, because there are things written on it that you have to do. There are like Jengas that like Truth or Dare style Jenga.
Right.
Jenga, infinite possibility.
All right, I'm not a fan of something, so I'm going to go with Joan of Arc.
Jenga
wins. If Jenga wins our J bracket, we should just stop now.
It's not going to win.
Right,
it's not.
Here's Kevin's favorite pairing.
This is terrible.
Jump Drive versus Jaipur.
Yeah, Jump Drive. Tom Lehman game.
Quick
similarities to Race for the Galaxy, but it's its own complete, it's a different game, right? It shares the iconography, and that's about it. Super quick playtime, engine builder that you get your engine up and running in like 4 or 5 rounds. It's whoever gets to, I believe, 50 points first wins. Fantastic. I love the game. With the expansion, it takes it up
Terminal Velocity.
It takes it up to like an 8 or a 9 in my book. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you said you'd never play without that one, right?
Yeah, even with new players, I don't think it adds too much complexity, but it adds some. It just adds to it. Start worlds, goals, things that maybe should have been in the first game when it came out. I don't know, but I love it. It's a great game.
So then Jaipur, it's a 2-player game.
2-player only, yeah.
2-player only. Yep. On your turn, you're either drafting cards from a shared market or selling some of your cards.
Good.
Essentially.
Yep. Right.
And so there's interesting decisions there with, if I draft this card, what's going to replace it and become available to my opponent.
Camels.
There's
and you have to take all the camels.
Right.
Yep.
So you might, if there's 4 camels, there's an Indiana Jones quote there. I'm gonna resist the urge to say it, but if there's 4 camels, you have to take all of them, right?
Right. Which could reveal a ruby or gold or silver that are super valuable for your opponent.
Yeah, your opponent gets to draft whatever shows up. So some great decisions. You play 1 round, play another. I think it's best of 3, right?
Best of 3. Whoever wins 2 rounds first wins. The way it ends is you have these tokens that you get when you sell your goods. When 3 of those stacks are gone, it triggers the end of the round. Okay. So I recently played a game of this. We played recently.
Yeah.
I played another game with somebody that was super high rating, right? So I was like, oh man, I'm going to get destroyed. I won. He won the first one. I won the second one. We tied on the third game. And I don't know what the tiebreaker was, but I won. It was awesome. It was such an epic game. I had such a good time with it. This game's fantastic.
This is one of the few games that my wife enjoys and will play with me. So Jaipur's.
Have you played Jump Drive, Tyson?
One time I played Jump Drive.
I think I'm one or 2 times too.
And the winner is
Jaipur. Sadness for me, but that's okay. I did Jump Drive, but
can you believe?
But Jaipur is great.
Jump Drive lost to Jenga essentially. Jenga's further along than Jump Drive.
That's why I'm so mad at this pairing. This is terrible.
All right, next pairing is Just One versus Jokkmokk, the Winter Festival Garden something.
The Winter Market.
The Winter Market, yes.
I believe is what it is.
Yes.
And Just One is
cooperative word game where have you ever played it?
Yep.
Okay. It's somebody's turn to guess a word. Everybody else can see what the word is, and they write down a 1-word clue for that person to see. However, if any of the 1-word clues match, then they're eliminated. So sometimes when you're guessing what the word is and the clues are revealed to you, there might be 1 clue left or there might be 5 clues left.
So as the clue givers, you're trying to make sure that you're sitting there giving a clue that is going to help the guesser figure it out, but you don't want it to be so obvious that somebody else will do it. But then it's like that it's that double think
I
thing.
can clearly not choose the line in front of you.
Yeah. You're gonna choose that one, so I can't choose that one. And it's so fun to see when the obvious, like the most obvious clue is just like completely left out.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like vampire is one, right? And so some people are like, well, I don't want to say Dracula, right? Or something like that. So everybody's like, oh, I'm going to put garlic. And there's like 3 garlics there.
And then somebody else might put sucker.
Yeah.
Or
and
blood.
it completely throws it off because they think sucker and they're thinking lollipops. Like,
Yeah,
what is
right,
it?
right.
Garlic sucker?
Yeah. But blood and garlic, it'd be like, okay, that's
Yep.
either Dracula or a vampire.
I've never played this game.
Really?
Yeah, I need to play it.
It's a fun
sounds
party
fun.
game.
It sounds like a
Good
good party
party
game. I don't love party games, but I like good party games like this. It sounds great.
Same.
And then Jokkmokk. Wow.
Oh, man. Jokkmokk. I picked up this game because of the Swedish ties. And it turned out to be a fantastic.
And we ended up doing a full feature review.
Yeah, we did a feature review. You have meeples that are moving around this board, and there's cards that you're collecting. You're trying to collect lanterns. You're trying to collect a variety of different things.
Trying to
right?
avoid the cues.
Yeah, they're trying to
There's
avoid
negative point cards.
There's surströmming, which is fermented herring, and you can give those cards to other people, which is it's always hilarious unless you get it right.
Yeah.
And there's so much variety to this game, and different cards you can mix and match whatever cards you want to put in there. It's
Every
just a lot
time
of
we've
fun.
played this game, it's not only just like really engaging and fun to play, but it's always like created situations where everybody's just like belly laughs at somebody because they either get stuck in a line or like Greg has had some really terrible experiences with this game, and it just makes it really funny.
Greg's like, I'm in line again.
Yeah.
And it's fun when you look ahead and you're like, okay, I see how this is going to play out, and you're going to get stuck with this card, you know? Yeah.
It's a great game.
So both are great games. Both were on multiple people's lists, but I think the winner is Jokkmokk, unanimous.
Yep. That is a good one.
right.
This next one, oh boy.
Last pair. Okay. Justice League Axis of Villains strategy game. This was on my list, and I'll just give a little backstory. So this is a cooperative game. It's kind of like a tower defense game where you're trying to protect the center of the board, and all these DC villains are coming in from different sides. I think it's an octagon or hexagon. So from 6 or 8 sides, and you're just cooperative. You play as like Batman and Superman, Flash, and one other DC hero. You're cooperatively trying to eliminate these villains and keep them from getting to the center of the board. This is on my list, and I had the write-in vote here for this game because we played this with Logan when he was really young, and he loved it. We would play this all the time before he would go to bed, and it's one of those games that I'm sure he would say was a contributing factor in him becoming a gamer. So that's the first game.
And then you got Jekyll versus Hyde. This is a game we've talked about on the podcast.
Yeah, I don't think we own a physical copy.
I don't think we've ever.
Just BGA plays.
This has only been on BGA, and it's a 2-player game where you're playing as either Jekyll or Hyde, and similar to Intent to Kill, you have these objectives that you're trying to accomplish, right? And in the game, though, it's interesting because you have these cards that you're trying to take. And there are potion cards, and then there are just number cards, and you're trying to essentially win each hand. But you're trying not to win. It's a trick-taking 2-player game, but you're trying not to win all the tricks necessarily because it depends on your role. If you're Jekyll, you want order and you want balance. So you want both players to win as close to an equal number of tricks as possible to score points. But if you're Hyde, you want chaos and craziness. And so you don't care if you win all the tricks or you lose all the tricks. You just want like some complete like crazy like variant,
yeah,
right? Like
variant.
exactly. So I really like this game. We've played it a lot, and the more you play this one with similar to like we talked about Chuhan recently, where like the more you play this game, with the same people, the more you start to see how things work, and you try and outsmart them from game to game, and it becomes more and more difficult.
It's Vincent Dutrait art. I love the art on it. I've got 17 plays of this on BGA, but I haven't played for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So.
I've only played a few times, and similar to your comment before, it was kind of forgettable for me until you started explaining it, and then I remembered a little bit. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah. I think it's definitely going to be what superhero do we forget about in the it's maybe Green Lantern game.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, see,
it is Green Lantern.
It's Green Lantern.
Oh, nice.
I think, yeah.
Are we ready?
The winner is Jekyll versus Hyde.
I mean, I had to vote for Justice League.
Yes.
I got it on there, so.
And it's nostalgic.
All right. So our pairings are Jenga versus Jaipur. Do we need to write down? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we do.
All right. A classic, touch your tower classic versus 2-player card drafting.
And
the winner
okay,
is
Jaipur.
Jaipur.
That's a shocker.
Thank you.
Touch your tower.
What
How
is,
is that not euphemistic?
what is happening here?
Jokkmokk versus Jekyll versus Hyde. That's a mouthful.
Jokkmokk versus Jekyll versus Hyde.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a...
Yeah. All right.
Jokkmokk!
Both of those unanimous. Jaipur versus Jokkmokk, huh? I'll say my comment that I was going to say once we reveal, but... And the winner is...
Jokkmokk!
I erased the dumb thing, and I realized I didn't need to.
I did that with Inside Job. All right.
All right. That's
So
a good
our
one.
winner of J
So
is
even
Jokkmokk.
though our pool of games was maybe lacking, I'm happy with the winner.
Yeah, we got a
Absolutely.
fantastic game as the winner. Yep.
All right. Moving along to K's. Okay, we've got Knister versus Kingdomino.
Yeah. Knister.
Knister.
I feel like
Knister?
I don't know.
the theme of these games are games that Kevin has forgotten about or Tyson has forgotten.
We were talking about Knister, or whatever before, and I'm like, I don't think I'd play that. And you're like, yeah, you have. I'm like, oh, that's right. I have played that game.
So we've only played it on
Yeah.
BGA. I
Correct.
think. You have this grid of spaces that you're trying to fill in. There's a community dice roll that happens, and you're trying to fill in spaces in rows and columns and diagonally.
And you're selling it. This is
Poker hands.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to fill in numbers in a row that ends up being a full house or 4 of a kind or 5 of a kind.
I think the easiest way to remember this game, which is why it's been forgettable, is that like this is the follow-up to Splitter.
fantastic game.
Which
Love Splitter. Love Splitter.
Which won one of our what was the episode we did where we both voted on Splitter and ended up having the
was it
as our
biggest
top
surprises.
the surprise games, right?
Surprise games. Yes. Yeah, we both randomly picked Splitter
as our number one, which was really interesting.
Which I
but
love.
Like
that game.
Knister is the follow up to that. So yes, exactly like you said, Tyler. There's a grid similar to that, dice rolling. It's fun. It's a different kind of take, I think, on that Splitter experience.
Poker hands.
With poker hands, absolutely.
Yep.
Kingdomino. Who wants to explain this one? Do I remember?
I've never played it.
Do I remember this?
Kingdomino is fantastic. It's one of
Yeah.
the simplest games ever. There's 4 tiles to draft. Depending on which tile you draft, the ones at the top have less valuable features on them.
That's right. Yeah.
And the ones in the draft order that are at the bottom have better tiles that score generally more points. But if you pick the bottom tile, then you're going to be drafting last in the next round. You're building your little 5x5 grid, trying to get like features like water, forest, grasslands, I don't know, next to each other. And then the scoring feature, whatever, the huts or whatever.
Right. Yeah. I love that mechanic. Like we'll talk about this game in a future episode. But railroad tiles, right, has a similar where you're selecting the better tiles later, but you get to go last in the future round. I think that's just a super interesting decision to make. And in this game, it's done really well in a very simple game, I think, which is fun.
And Kingdomino's has won all kinds of awards.
Oh, absolutely. It's well received across the board.
Yep.
And the winner is
Kingdomino.
I voted Knister.
All right, our next pairing, you know what? Screw you guys. It is Killer Bunnies
Against doesn't matter.
against Kingdom Builder. So just go ahead.
So I'll talk about Killer Bunnies for a minute.
No, just move on.
So you get a carrot, right? And no, it's a very popular game. A lot of pop culture references in it.
Yeah,
right?
lots of pop culture.
Yeah.
Lots of take that.
We've given Taylor a hard enough time about
we don't need to.
You're trying to get as many carrots as you can because one of them is the random winner at the end of the game.
Right. Yeah. And you could just have one carrot. And you could
kind
win.
of about the journey and not necessarily who happened to have the winning carrot.
If you like Munchkin, you'll like Killer Bunnies.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a
yes.
It's got a little bit of a lottery ending.
Munchkin is also a terrible
one
game.
random person.
I didn't see it.
Oh, I'm just kidding. No. Killer Bunnies is fine. Kingdom Builder. This is the follow-up to Donald X. Vaccarino's hit Dominion, right?
Yes.
Well, Dominion, it was a hit.
It was. It's a genre-defining game. Right?
Absolutely. So Kingdom Builder, there's these tiles that you lay out. There's 4 of them. There's end game scoring cards. You're drawing a card that has a feature on it that's on the table, and you place 3 of your huts on that feature. And the main rule is you have to play adjacent to a hut that's already on the table if possible. So if you're on grasslands and you draw a grasslands card, you have to place next to a grassland. And then you're trying to do this while also meeting the end game objectives, which could be connecting castles together or connecting other features together and building next to things and getting bonus tiles. So it's a lot of fun. There's expansions that I think are great and are a lot of fun.
There's 4 quadrants. A lot of the scoring has to do with each quadrant scores.
Yeah, you score the lowest of amount of huts that you have in a quadrant. So you're trying to be equal in all of the quadrants. Type of thing, right?
Here, the way you just described that sounded very similar to the way that Kingdomino is described to some extent, or at least I'm hearing buzzwords that are similar. And I've never played Kingdomino. I've also never played Kingdomino.
Oh, you've never played it?
And just watch what's going to happen with these brackets.
Have you played Killer Bunnies?
No, he hasn't.
I have observed Killer Bunnies played.
All right.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
And the winner is
Kingdom Builder.
Unanimously.
Oh, you put Kingdom Builder.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, why didn't you do
Kingdom Builder.
He gave up.
Why don't you do Killer Bunnies?
I like Killer Bunnies too, but I also like Kingdom Builder more. All right.
Hey, well, there you go.
Next one. This was a write-in from Kevin.
Yeah, you guys haven't played this, but it's fantastic. It's Kids Chronicles Quest for the Moonstones.
From Lucky Duck.
Lucky Duck. So if you've played a Lucky Duck game, you know that a lot of them have the QR codes where you're scanning things. It's like, what is the...
Chronicles
of Crime. Yeah. Yep. So this is basically a kid's version of Chronicles of Crime. I played it with my... Well, she's now 12 and a 7-year-old, and they were younger at the time, but they absolutely loved it. And it was such a fun experience to play through this game with them, and they were completely engaged, and they wanted to play over and over again until we finished. It was just a fantastic experience. So if you like Chronicles of Crime and you want something that's geared a little bit more towards kids, this is a fantastic option. So
and
absolutely
every time you've talked about it, it sounds like a great experience, one that I would want to play. But the one that it's pitted up against is one that my kids love playing, and I love playing. It's King of Tokyo. King of Tokyo is
a great game.
It's Richard Garfield's. It's the follow up to Magic the Gathering.
What?
You said
follow up. You say
you said Kingdom Builder was the follow up to Donald X. Vaccarino.
But it was.
I mean, King of Tokyo is the follow up to Magic the Gathering, right?
Yahtzee dice rolling.
Dice rolling.
Yep. Absolutely.
King of the Hill.
And it's just big kaiju style monsters bashing it out in Tokyo, trying to see who's the biggest and strongest. And it's a lot of fun, and
it is fantastic.
Punching people in the face.
You need the power up expansion if you're going to play.
I agree.
Right? I think that completely adds to the game.
For my gaming experience, yes, but like playing it with my kids, we don't play with the power up expansion, and we love it. Like it's good as the base game, but I think that if you're playing it with anybody else, any extended amount of time, add the power up expansion. It makes
I love the dynamic of either going for a point victory by getting 20 points or whatever, or just outlasting everybody else.
Yeah. There's been some fun experiences at game night with this game where a card just comes out at the last minute that completely changes the whole game.
The whole dynamic of everything. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right.
So should we vote?
Okay.
The winner is King of Tokyo.
King of Tokyo. Unanimous.
All right. The next pairing, Tyson's going to be talking a lot about. We've got Knarr and Kemet.
And this is interesting because you guys have both played Knarr, right?
Yes.
One time on BGA, and I don't.
So essentially, Knarr, what you're trying to do is you're either collecting cards for your crew of Viking, and they all have different colors and icons on them that allow you to do different actions to interact with the board so that you can collect more cards and do stronger actions, or you're trying to explore new destinations. So those are a different set of cards that are in landscape orientation that are different spots, and you add that to your boat, and they can do different additional actions. So you're basically trying to collect all the right things so that you can do as much of different style of actions as you possibly can, so that you can score points in a variety of different ways. And the player who ends up with the most points ends up winning. I like this game a lot, and I've played this game 27 times. So I've had a lot of plays of this game and have always loved it. I like the little dynamic that it adds of the more you understand which cards to select and when creates this interesting choice. But then the other game that is in this bracket is Kemet. And Kemet is a very popular game that has had multiple versions, and I believe it recently was re-kickstarted, Kemet Blood and Sand, as of like 2021. But the version I originally played was the base version from 2012, and it is think of kind of in the vein of Ankh or like Cyclades or Blood Rage or things like that. It's a figures
dudes
on a map game. Dudes on a map game where you are trying to control territories and do various different things. You have these dice that are like triangular shaped. What is that? A D whatever.
D4?
Yeah,
D4.
Yeah.
Oh, it absolutely is. Yep. You have a D4, a sided die for different various things that allow you to scale up and do various actions. And I've only played this like once or twice, but I have had such good memories of this, and it ends up being one that I've time and time again thought of backing or owning, and I just have never pulled that trigger. But I also don't think that you guys would play this one as much.
So I don't know if this is actually part of the game, but there's a picture of a bunch of tiles laid out in a grid, and it gives me Caverna.
For Kemet?
Is that a good, that's not a good thing.
It's
I don't know if that's just, hey, these are the tiles in the game, or
this
is
the different
tile market that you're...
They're the different tiles in the game. There are different types of like monsters and things like that, and different like factions.
But it's not a big open draft or market of tiles like it is in Caverna.
No, it's
because that'd be a hard pass for me.
So, what game were you most convincing?
That's
what it comes down to, because I have not played either of these games,
and I don't know what to tell you here.
I need shorter plays in my life.
Well, the answer is the winner is Kemet.
Oh,
I picked Knarr. I have played that. I like the 30-minute play time.
It's really good for that. Yeah.
Don't remember anything about that one. So.
All right. Kingdomino versus Kingdom Builder.
See, they're pitted against each other, and this was my concern.
You haven't played either, right?
I have not played either of these.
How is that possible? Man.
Yeah, I mean, Kingdom Builder is worth playing, and Kingdomino too.
They both are. I just have never played them. And the winner is
Kingdom Builder. I
Kingdom Builder.
picked Kingdomino, a little bit of a lighter play.
Kingdom Builder moves on.
All right, King of Toko.
King of
It's that time of the broadcast.
Yes, it is getting late.
King of Taco.
King of Tokyo versus Kemet.
So a game that one of us played like a decade ago, and a game that we all are very fond of.
I think some of these pairings just end up being funny.
And the winner is King of Tokyo.
I did. King of
King of Taco.
Takia.
Whatever.
We are getting a little slap happy. It's getting late.
All right, Tokyo versus Kingdom Builder.
Oh, this one's harder for me. Somehow I think Taco's going to win.
Well, I did the same dumb thing as last time.
King of Tokyo.
Taco.
All right, so that's the winner. King of Tokyo.
I'm not mad at that. That's good.
That's a great game to win.
That's a good one.
Lots of good memories playing that.
Yep, agreed.
All right,
Final bracket,
which
happens to be our bracket that probably has the best
This
games
has
that
got
we've selected.
Fantastic games, all I think top to bottom.
Okay, we've got Lisboa versus Lost Cities.
Tyson, take it away. Lisboa.
Lisboa is a Vital Lacerda game, right? We've talked about it previously in the podcast. It is my personal favorite Vital Lacerda game. You have this Lisboa has been destroyed after the earthquake. You're trying to build it up. There's multi-use cards and follow actions and tons of different mechanics. It's probably on the lighter side or medium to lighter side of what Vital Lacerda does, so it's like perfect for me. I really love this game. I think it's great.
Beautiful art.
It's gorgeous.
It's
Ian O'Toole.
It draws you in just for that reason.
And that's what it drew me in with at first as well. So yeah, it's a phenomenal game.
And then we've got our first Knizia on the list. It may not be our last. We will find out. Lost Cities.
Another 2-player game in the vein of Jaipur.
Yep.
This one you're drafting and playing. I don't remember. You're playing cards and you're trying to play them in sequential order by number so that you can score the most points and not take negative points.
Yeah. So you have to start an expedition. You can start an expedition with a handshake, which will, I believe, double the points that you get in that expedition. Yes. But if you don't get to a certain threshold, which I think is
8, I think
10 or something like that. I can't remember for sure, but you have to get to a certain threshold where you start getting positive points. If you don't get positive points, then
double negative.
Then it's double negative. But you can put like up to 3 handshakes down. You can take a card from the middle row, or you can take a card from the drop pile. When the drop pile's gone, then the round is over. So there's this interesting do I delay and stall because I need to get positive cards for this expedition? It's just a fun back and forth, and you play multiple rounds.
Well, and there's the feeling of like hope, right, that exists in this game, that you're like, if I draw from the pile, I can get the exact card that I need.
Right.
But what
that's
you
the
don't
timer.
Realize, it's the timer. But also what you don't realize is that, Kevin's been holding on to that card the whole game, knowing that I need it. And it's like the linchpin one that if I don't get that one, I'm scoring a ton of negative points on.
Well, it's funny because I love in this game where you have like a handshake card that you don't want to play, but your opponent has played it or something. And then when they play like a 1 to start their expedition, you're like, boom, you play it down. It's like, I'm playing it. I'm putting it in the middle, or whatever, so that, that they can't take it at that point. Yeah. It's fun. I have fun memories playing this one with my wife for sure.
So between Lisboa and Lost Cities, the winner is Lost Cities.
Lost Cities.
I voted Lisboa, but I'm not upset by Lost Cities at all.
I have not played Lisboa. I'm not a huge fan of the Lacerda games. They're really heavy games.
They are,
but I'm sure the payoff is great if you take the time to learn it. But yeah.
All right, our next pairing, I believe we've all played both of these games. We've got Llama, Reiner Knizia,
The second Knizia
versus Living Forest.
Yep.
This is such a hard choice.
Llama is like a
2.5 choices.
It's like
in the whole game.
yeah. It's less diverse than Uno as far as what cards you can play. Right.
Yes.
Shed your hand.
It's a ladder climbing game.
Ladder climbing, shed your hand. Yep.
We know how Tyler feels about all those.
Yeah. I mean, sure. I've had great experiences with Llama.
For some reason, like this game, and we've talked about it before, it is way more fun than it deserves to be.
Yes, 100%.
And Reiner Knizia said that thing. Like he was surprised by that, right?
He was surprised that had so much acclaim, right? And people loved it so much when we talked to him about it. And he's like, he just doesn't know what games are going to hit and aren't going to hit. But this one, it has been a hit.
Well, right? I still remember pretty vividly the experience that Kevin, myself, and Ben had at Caravan Con. Yeah. And we just played game after game of this, and it was just like
we're just laughing and
my face hurt from smiling so much, and it was
from
just
this
really good.
dumb deck of cards, and
it had no right to be
simple
so fun.
Rule set.
That was the slap happy point of the night.
Oh, absolutely,
it was. This is the perfect game to play when you're slap happy for sure. Yeah, it's fun.
But then you also have Living Forest, which this was a game that we had no knowledge of. Like we didn't even think about it, but then the Spiel nominees came out, and we decided, that's on BGA. Let's get a try of that. And I think you even, Tyler, ended up getting a copy of this. But we just started playing this on BGA.
Yeah,
I think it was me and Kevin.
We started playing first,
and it was like, there's something here, right? This rondelle mechanism of going around this area and trying to mess with your other people, trying to collect the specific
your deck building. There's
push your luck aspect. Yep.
I have 128 plays of this game.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
And one, maybe two of those are on the table. I do not like playing this on the table. There's too much to keep track of because there's 3 different basic ways of getting victory. You get enough points, you get enough fire, or whatever the flower
the flower
is the points. I would say enough trees, or
you plant them in,
or enough fires, right? And to keep track of what everybody's at on the table for that aspect of the game is it's not fun. It just adds overhead to the game, whereas BGA has that visible.
Which creates that tension of I know how close you are to winning, so I need to go jump over you and steal your little token, and it's a good game.
Yeah, it is good.
So Living Forest
or Llama,
and
the winner is Living Forest.
I did Llama just because I've had so many great experiences with it.
This was really hard for me to decide on because I love both of these games.
Living Forest is great, yeah.
And I think that Living Forest is probably the superior game, but I may have had superior experiences with Llama.
That's exactly how I feel about it. My Llama deck is just wearing out. We've played it so much, and it's just I've had so many good experiences with it. Clearly not a better game than Living Forest, but experience-wise, maybe I probably have better experiences. Yeah.
Sure. All right. Next pairing's a good one. Lovecraft Letter versus Luthier.
Wow.
And Lovecraft Letter is obviously in Cthulhu mythos, Love Letter.
Yeah.
Just some really cool things going on there with
the whole insanity cards. Yeah, exactly.
We've talked a lot about that game in the past, so...
It is a phenomenal game. It is the best version of Love Letter I think I've
hands down.
I think so.
I agree, but Batman and Hobbit are awesome.
That doesn't. It doesn't detract from the value that those other ones have, but it is the best version.
Yeah. And then Luthier, we did a feature review of this one.
Yeah, a preview.
A preview with video content, which is really cool.
We were able to get a review copy or a preview copy, I guess, from Paverson Games. This is the sequel or sophomore effort after
Distilled.
Yeah,
I thoroughly enjoyed this game.
It's fun.
I'm excited to explore this
to the table,
this game more. You're building instruments and seating the orchestra with there's a bunch of
chairs, right? Like you're trying to make the first chairs, and you're trying to seat the orchestra with the best people and an area control element.
Supporters that you're trying to.
I forget, like it's worker placement, but you have different numbered workers, right?
So you place them down, face down.
That's
and then
right.
You all reveal them at the same time.
Order matters,
and then the order
matters of when you place them in the stack,
which is an interesting way to play.
That was an interesting mechanic. I remember really enjoying that. Yeah.
And then even just the building instruments on the left side of your board, and then transferring them to the right side,
the workbench.
to complete them. Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff going on.
And there's a lot of stuff there that I'm excited to revisit.
For sure.
Yeah.
The winner is Lovecraft letter unanimously. It's just hard to.
I was a little surprised by that with you, Tyler.
Games. Both of these were on my top 50 list.
Yeah.
So that's a tough pairing there. That's a tough pairing.
Yep.
It's like Jenga versus Jaipur.
Yeah, it's similar to that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, touch the tower. Yep. All right, Lost Ruins of Arnak versus Lacuna.
That's a T-shirt, by the way.
Touch the tower.
Oh, we haven't done T-shirt recommendations for a long time.
That is a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Right
Wow,
Jenga's tower with a finger pushing a block. It says "Touch the tower."
I bet there's already one, but
touch the tower, 18 plus.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So, Lost Ruins of Arnak. We've talked a lot about this game. I don't know if we need to rehash it, but it's a deck builder with a board. Right?
Worker placement.
Worker placement.
Action selection.
Yep. I think it's a fantastic game. I enjoy it quite a bit.
We've played so many games of this,
absolutely.
And the double-sided board of having like the serpent side or the bird side allows for you to have different play experiences within in the base game alone.
Yeah.
There's a lot to explore. There's a lot to like in the base game, and there's so much expansion content. I like Lost Ruins a lot.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
great.
really good.
Lacuna, this is from CMYK. This is one of the most unique games that I think I've played. You have the board is basically a cloth that you put out on the table. Then you have this shaker that you shake all the pieces out on the board, and they're in different shapes. And you have a pawn that you put in between two pieces, and then you take those pieces off the board.
It's based on proximity, right?
Yeah, it's based on proximity. So the two pieces that are next to in a line to the pawn that you place, you get those. You're trying to collect the most of any individual color, and there's win conditions based on what color you select. And then at the end, when you placed all your pawns, you get the pieces that are the closest to your pawn. Yeah. And there's a ruler that actually you have to see who's closest to certain pieces.
This is CMYK, right?
CMYK.
They have these fun 25 to 30 minute games, just a ton of them.
They do, and I think it's just really well done and really unique. I
gives
really
me a
enjoyed
vibe of pickup sticks, like a gamer's take on pickup sticks to some extent.
Yeah, I could see the similarities. Sure,
I don't know that it's better than Hot Streak, but another CMYK classic.
I mean, as far as race games goes, there's not many better than Hot Streak. Right?
I mean, who doesn't like a wiener
mascot race? Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's. Gosh.
Hot dog.
So Lacuna and Lost Ruins.
I'm going with the game that I've got 29 plays with. Lost Ruins of
Arnak.
That was almost letters on yours.
Right.
All right. So
I was behind. I had to hurry.
Lost Cities versus Living Forests. Two fantastic games. This is a good bracket.
Yeah.
This is I think we said that.
Lost Cities versus Living Forests. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, this is trickier than I expected it to be.
I know what I have to pick. I
don't have 128 plays of one of them. But I do of the other, so that's the one I'm going with.
Lost City
is Living Forest.
That one hurts
I
a little bit.
did an inside man experience here, which was worse. I almost wrote Living Cities, which would have been way worse.
Living Man would have been better. You should have done something like that.
All right, Lovecraft Letter and Lost Ruins of Arnak. This is another great
Real
game.
tricky, yeah.
Oh, boy.
I mean, both amazing games with a lot going on in them that can be appreciated. And the winner is Lovecraft
Letter. Yeah.
Unanimously.
I'm a little surprised.
I do love
like it.
Lost Ruins of Arnak, but Lovecraft Letters, it's just great. It's
There we
always
go.
fun.
I will always come back to Lovecraft Letter.
Absolutely.
Oh man, Living Forest versus Lovecraft Letter.
And the winner is
Lovecraft Letter.
I went with Living Forest.
Nice.
But I love seeing Lovecraft win too.
Yeah,
so.
that's a good one.
Lover,
That was a good bracket right there.
I wrote down Lover Cart instead of Lovecraft.
Inside Man, Living Cities,
Lover
and
Cart?
Cart.
What is happening?
All right, so the 4 winners, if we revisit them: Inside Job, Jokkmokk, King of Tokyo, and Lovecraft.
You know, given the difficult,
Letter.
yeah, given the difficult nature of having to select some of these brackets, I feel like some of those are very like all 4 winners of these brackets are solidly good winners. Of
They're
the
great
bracket.
games.
I would ask for honorable mentions, but on 3 of these lists, we had a hard enough time getting to 8
Getting
games.
to 8, yeah. I don't have any, really.
For the L, I would say there's some Lord of the Rings stuff.
Lord of the Rings, the card game. I've played that a ton and had just a blast with it. So that one's fantastic.
Lord of the Rings Duel. I love that. You guys haven't played that yet. Same with the trick-taking game.
There was
Legendary. I love Legendary. It's a great deck builder. I've had a ton of fun with that one.
I had Lorenzo Il Magnifico as a really good game.
I've never played it. I would love to try it.
It's on Board Game Arena, and I started playing again there, and it's really good. La Granja no siesta.
I had Last Will, which is
that's
a great
game.
Suki game. I played it a few times, so I love that one.
Some of my eyes that didn't make it were In Vino Morte and Islebound. I think In Vino Morte is the I cannot choose the wine in front of me, clearly, game. So
right.
Played that once.
Yeah.
I had Ingenious on the list, which is another Reiner Knizia game, tile laying game. Fantastic. You score based on the lowest cube that you have advanced, which was such a unique thing when I started playing games. I thought that was just fantastic. So
I had Icecool too.
Yeah, that's
And
that was also mentioned in the Icecool.
it was.
Imperium, the Imperium system with Legends. And
I love
Classic.
Captain's Chair. I've been playing that quite a bit, so that whole system's great. Yeah, it's awesome.
All my J's made
All
it.
my J's made it.
All my K's
so did mine.
made it.
I missed Keyforge and Cora as the 2 that didn't make it for my case, and both of those are really good. I think Keyforge. I wish that people were still playing that here. I'd love to play that game.
I'd
like to play it. Yeah, I've got
somewhere.
one deck.
Yeah.
I've got so.
Long Shot, the dice game.
I enjoy Long Shot, not the dice game. I haven't played the dice game, but from what you say, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that wraps up our AlphaBracketology I through L. I think some of these winners have a chance to move on when we do our ultimate bracket.
Yeah.
I am so
pool was
excited.
thin.
I'm excited for that final bracket.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I'm awesome.
Also excited for our Discord members to tell us how stupid we were about not including certain games on the list. Or there were a couple of upsets here, but
pointing out games maybe that we need to play.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Help us fill up our K and J games.
And the winner is Petroman. Matt won by 2 points.
Yay!
Hey, all right.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Longest Turn Board Gaming Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and you want more Longest Turn in your life, please check us out on Instagram. Also, be sure to check us out on Board Game Geek, where you can join our guild, Guild 3947, and check out our blog, where we post all our show notes and occasionally post more detailed reviews. If that's not enough for you, we have a Discord server. If you want to play a game with us on Board Game Arena, join our Board Game Arena group, The Longest Turn. Until next time, thanks for listening.
Tot ziens.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Testing. Peaches.
Millions of peaches for me.
You know, when I was in Hawaii, I went on a hiking trail.
It's a peach story?
This is a peach story. And there were, it was in college with some friends. One of the girls that I was with kind of got lightheaded and like faint, and she had to sit down, and we lost her on the trail. So I went back and I found her, and she's sitting there on the trail, like, and there are these 3 older, kindly women from New Jersey. And they're trying to like
from New Jersey,
which is what I said. And they were fanning her and like giving her water and being like, "Hey, it's okay," and trying to take care of her. And I said to them, I said, "You ladies, y'all are just a bunch of peaches. Like you're a peach, right?" Like is what I said. And they heard something entirely different than peaches, and that's when the New Jersey came out.
Oh, there you go.
That's funny.
That is funny. That's the best peach story I've heard all day.
Yeah,
that was a good one. That is.
See, I agree with this one. Total snooze fest, not my kind of game. Yep, that's how I felt.
And then the recent thread is "What a game!" exclamation point.
Yeah.
Applause for Stonemeyer.
I don't know that I ever understood how to play though.
Is there an 18+ version?
After dark.
The Vikings. Oh no.
Knarr after dark. That just sounds awful.
Sounds horrible.